It is Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Buckman. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a very eventful Wednesday around here in the station. We've been doing lots of celebration, and just going to continue on into Studio 10 today. And we're trucking along with the 10 days of Christmas giveaways.
Yeah.
Today we're revealing day 9, believe it or not. But we're also revealing the clue for day 10, and day 10 is our grand prize. So, if you watch Studio 10 today, you will get to know the clue of it's the grand prize, like I said. And it will win you.
Do people know what, you're about to tell us, all right.
Yeah, I'll tell you the grand prize. The grand prize is a $2,500 shopping spree to BBK. So, if you want to get some diamonds for yourself, or a loved one, this is the one. But that doesn't stop there. You also get $50 gift cards to 9 other local businesses that we've featured during our 10 days of Christmas giveaways.
Wait, so you get $2,500
shopping spree.
So you can get some diamonds.
Shane Kulka.
Oh my goodness. And then you get $50 gift cards to 9 different locations.
Yep.
Okay.
So
get that.
Stakes are high here on Studio 10, so you definitely want to tune in for that to find out our clue.
Yeah.
Plus, we are learning a little bit about trends. There are a lot of things that are trending, and we like on Studio 10, we think we try to keep up with the trends.
You guys are very trendy.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned the trends from all of you.
But there are some that are just going around online that we're either going to give a hooray or a no way to. So like stuff that is very innovative and looks cool. Like there's this drink, they're calling it the snow globe drink. It is rosemary that you put in your glass, water and cranberries, and you freeze it. So that way when it's time to serve, you just pour like champagne or sparkling grape juice, and it kind of gives off that snow globe effect.
I like that.
But is it practical? Is rosemary going to get in your throat? You know what I mean?
So
we're testing out some of these trends that we've been seeing and seeing, if you can apply it or what you think of it. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
We have other stuff, the tree skirts. We have other stuff with ornaments that are kind of the color scheme. A trending color scheme right now is more of like the mattes. And blues and stuff. So we'll be giving our thoughts and our opinions, sharing, how you can do it over at home. And then also, too, we are talking a little bit about, actually, this is a big deal. The Mannheim Steamroller, they're going to be steaming their way. They're rolling their way into Wharton Center tomorrow. So we're getting a little bit, we're talking a little bit with them about what we can expect. They've been going around the countries for 40 years.
That's wild.
Yes.
That's a very
They've traveled
long
more
time.
than I think they said 40 million miles over the 40 years. This is when you think of Christmas, you think of this band. So we'll be talking with them about how you can get tickets and see them. Plus, we're also featuring the Grand Ledge Band that is in a competition with Metallica.
Oh, that seems very interesting. Yes.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of everything here on Studio 10. Little sprinkles. So definitely want to tune in at 3 p.m.
We're sprinkling all the festivities. I like it.
Yes.
And like you said, at the station, too, we're also doing the festivities.
Yes.
Nicole helped put together a Secret Santa.
Yes.
So shout out to you because that was a lot of busy work.
Yeah, but it's fun to see everyone and try to guess what people's gifts are, who got who, and people are like, Nicole, who is it? And I'm like, I'm not going to tell. Not going to tell. This is the fun part. So no one knows who had them. So it's good to guess.
It's called Secret Santa for a reason.
Yeah, it's so fun if I'm like, oh, I got this from who? No. Yeah, so.
Don't ruin the fun.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so that is Studio 10, 3 p.m. Be there. Be square.
All right, I like it. And you can always tune back into Studio 10. You can always watch them at 3 o'clock today, like Nicole was saying. They come up in about 50 minutes here. But if you tune in a little bit late or you're unable to make it because you're still making those holiday errand runs, you do have beautiful temperatures this week, and Colton will talk about that in just a second here. But you can always tune into Studio 10 at WILX Studio 10 on all of their socials. Go back, rewatch anything that you may need. Or if you want to pass on a link, if you want your family members to really get into these 10 days of giveaways on Studio 10, you want to win that $2,500 and $50 gift cards to 9 different locations around mid-Michigan. Make sure to tune into the Studio 10 today, and you can win big tomorrow. So get everyone on board, pass that link forward, figure out how you can win. But
you know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say, Colton?
That logo still has the old Twitter logo.
Oh, don't look at that. I know. I did say that actually yesterday. I think I said, if you want to check out their Twitter, I mean X, you have to check out X.
X.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to update that. Don't come for us for that.
Yeah, whatever works. Some people still call it Twitter. So.
I still call it Twitter too, because you say X and just, I don't know.
It's still twitter.com.
If you still type in Twitter, it'll bring up X, so it works.
All right. Want to talk about the weather?
Yes.
So I asked on my Facebook page about this today.
Okay.
Warm weather at this point of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay or nay?
Nay.
Yeah,
Nay.
I agree. I don't want warm weather this time of year, but I don't control the weather, believe it or not, and we just don't have any cold coming literally anytime soon.
It's stick season out there.
Well, and it is stick season. And the reason for this, and we talked about this back when it looked like this was going to be an El Nino winter, and this is exactly what you see during El Nino.
Yeah.
Very little precipitation, and you see above average temperatures. That's what we're seeing, and it's likely going to continue, and we'll talk about it here in just a few minutes. But let's start talking about today. Want to show you a look at our 127 sky cam. Because we have seen some clouds move through today. It hasn't been quite as sunny as what we have experienced as of late, but still it's been pretty quiet. No rain or snow is expected today, and temperatures are still not too bad. Right now we're running in the middle to upper 30s, 35 right now in Lansing, 39 in Jackson, so our numbers may rise a few more degrees here before the sun starts to go down, but very seasonable for this time of year. Average high is 36, and we're very close to that. And then overnight tonight, well, you will see the skies clear out a bit, and then temperatures drop down into the 20s. So it's going to be another chilly start to the day tomorrow, but very seasonable. But what I will say, what's going to happen moving forward here is that we are going to see a significant warm-up. So looking at the forecast, we should get into the middle 40s for highs tomorrow. And then I put 50 degrees for Friday. Risky maybe a little, but I just figured we're going to have some sunshine. We're going to have a southwest wind. All of that kind of leads me to believe 50 degrees. And then we keep that warmth going into the weekend. I know a lot of Christmas and holiday parties are happening this weekend. Weather-wise, should be okay. Mild temperatures, maybe a slight chance for a sprinkler or two on Sunday, but I think for the most part we're dry, and nothing is really going to be too impactful. So I have my family Christmas party on Sunday, and I always like the years that it's snowy.
Yeah, it fits the theme.
This year it's April weather, the temperatures in the upper 40s. So it is just one of those years. And as we look ahead, we've been showing you this map. This is from the Climate Prediction Center, and they put out a outlook of where they think that above average temperatures are most likely. So the darker the red you see, the higher the likelihood of seeing above average temperature is. And yeah, we're right in the bullseye right there.
We are.
All across the Midwest, in fact, from Michigan to the Dakotas, Missouri, all included in this. So we are favored to see above average temperatures. Now, this map can be kind of confusing. Some people think that this means how much above average. It doesn't. It just means that we'll see above average temperatures, which during this time frame is in the middle 30s. So we could be 36 or 37, and that's still technically above average. So this takes us through the 26th. So this is from the 20th to the 26th, which of course
goes over Christmas.
There's a bit of a holiday in there.
Yep.
And so right now it's looking like above average temperatures are likely. And then they also put out for precipitation, and it will favor to see below average precipitation. So put those two things together.
Bad
above average
mixture.
temperature, below average precip. Not looking great for white
No.
Christmas chances this year, unfortunately. Maybe things will change. We still are, a ways out. Things might change, but at this point,
not looking great.
I don't like our chances for a white Christmas this year. And that's, unfortunate. A lot of people don't like the snow, but they like the snow around Christmas.
Yeah.
But this year it's just not.
Well, because if you're going to have the cold, and I will say this week we have a warm-up, but usually when you have the cold and you have your decorations all out and you're trying to get festive, that snow does give a nice feel. You don't want a blizzard per se, but at least some nice falling snow. It looks pretty.
I love snow.
I know, it's so nice and calming.
But we just don't have much in the way.
That's a bummer.
Today, again, there are those clouds that really just kind of streak right across, our area right here. But nothing really is going to fall from these, so just some cloudy skies from time to time, and they should fade away once we head into tonight, and pretty quiet weather will be taking over from there. And our chance for precipitation is just non-existent for the most part. I did add in that low chance for Sunday. Maybe a weak system comes in, but it's not looking all that likely, so I could have easily left it out of the forecast and we would have been fine.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe that chance will go up, but I think the southern parts of mid-Michigan towards I-94 point south maybe have a slightly better chance there, but we'll keep an eye on that for Sunday. But even then, it just doesn't look anything major. The hour-by-hour forecast, I'm just going to let this play. Just really doesn't show much at all. Sunshine tomorrow. We'll see clear skies tomorrow night. Friday, we see the same thing here.
There's the warmth.
Now just some more clouds do move in late Friday and into Saturday. But I think Saturday, even though it will be a cloudy day, I don't think there's any rain or snow. So it is going to be very quiet. I think this is the next graphic. It is.
All right.
One thing, too, to point out, and we'll show this again as we get closer to the start of winter. Winter starts next Thursday, officially, and that means that our days will start getting later, or we get more daylight, I should say.
Which is great news.
Great news. That's the best thing about the start of winter, is that our days start getting longer, because they are so short right now. So today's sunset is at 5:04. 1 week from today, it's at 5:06. Yeah.
That's how early it's been? No wonder I get so tired early.
But then look, by the time we get into January, we're already seeing that daylight or that sunset get later. So as we start to gain some daylight, so it'll become noticeable probably, a month from now, that we'll start to really notice that our sunset's getting later again, and our sunrises will get earlier too. So I'm always big on that. The sunrise to me, for some reason, I think is bigger for me than the sunset, just because I like getting up for work and getting ready for work when it's light out. It just helps me get going.
Otherwise, you want to hit snooze.
Right. So, but yeah, we'll start getting daylight 1 week from tomorrow. We don't lose too much more daylight between now and then. So, I just want to leave on that note that the positive side of the winter season officially beginning is that we start to see more daylight. And next Thursday is the shortest day of the year in terms of daylight.
Wow. But then we start gaining that daylight.
All the way until the first day of summer.
I love that.
So we have lots of time.
Oh, we will take it. Something else I want to make note of happening tonight is
meteor shower.
Yes, the Geminid meteor shower. There we go. Are there clear conditions for that tonight?
I think we got to get rid of these clouds that we have currently, but that should happen tonight. Maybe just a few clouds out there, but I think that the weather should be okay for this. It seems like every time there's any sort of astronomical anything for us, the clouds. But
just ruins it.
Yeah, hopefully those clouds can get out of here. They've hung on a little bit stronger today, so we'll have to watch, but hopefully, I think there's a good chance if you want to head out and look for that.
Yeah, we'll take a live look outside at Mason right now. You're seeing all of those clouds just filling up the sky. So yeah, in order to see that meteor shower tonight, you're going to want those clear skies. Do you know what time is the best time to watch it?
I think it's after 10 p.m. tonight,
I
believe. But really, it's any time. I mean, because it's happening now.
That is true. Tonight's the peak,
the peak is tonight. But yeah, and the biggest thing about anything that you want to look for in this nighttime sky is you need to get away from city lights. So if you live in Lansing, you got to get outside of Lansing to see a lot of
Drive away
things.
for a bit.
And then the second thing too is that you need to allow time for your eyes to adjust. So if you go outside and you don't see anything right away, you need to give yourself some time. So go to where it's dark, don't look at your phone, don't do anything like that. And then your eyes will adjust and you'll start to see a little bit more. So those are my biggest two pieces of advice for you, and that's for any time Northern Lights, same thing there. And I'm just going off on a complete tangent
on a tangent.
When I have seen the Northern Lights, what's funny about it is that it doesn't actually look that vibrant to the naked eye.
No, not at all.
But if you take a picture with your phone or you have a camera,
you have the aperture and the shutter adjusted. Yeah,
you really see the Northern Lights, really go. But so I just wanted to throw that in.
No, I'll add on to that little tangent there. I like this. Okay, that's a good banter. I went up to Traverse City a few years ago and we were going to see the Northern Lights, and like you said, you're like, where are they? And we saw this little bit of green. I was like, I think that's it. But we had some people in front of us that were in these lawn chairs using their cameras, and she had it under this blanket and was taking pictures under the blanket, because she's like, even if you pull out your camera screen to look at the pictures, you'll mess up your eyes to see the northern lights. And then also the light from the camera can mess up, you know, the darkness around you. And I was like, oh, you have to get really good with knowing those buttons. So.
And, you know, even on my phone, I took pictures of the northern lights this past summer, and turned out great, even on my iPhone. Yeah.
I don't think I saw those. Show them to me later. Okay.
But yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, there we go. All right. Well, if you want any weather updates, even though not much is happening, you're going to still want to download the First Alert weather app. Because,
well, and especially, too, with traveling coming up, you know, with the holiday coming up here very shortly, you want to make sure you have the News 10 First Alert weather app. It's free in the Google Play and App Store, so make sure you use it. It's very useful, and you can put it for Lansing. You can put it for everywhere that you want to put it. So it will follow you no matter where you go.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Colton. I appreciate that. And you can always go on WILX.com, our website, for more in-depth descriptions from our meteorologists. Or you can tune in on air and online to see Colton's wonderful face. Oh, wait. Will you be doing Studio 10 or is that Justin today?
It's Justin today.
Okay, you're doing a little flip-flop. You will see Justin Bradford then for Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock, which is
First at 4.
And First at 4. Thank you. And then Andy Provenzano for 90 minutes of news. So you get all 4 meteorologists today on this Wednesday. There you go.
And you know, all 4 of us were just in the building, so that doesn't happen very often.
No, but they brought you guys all in for some pictures.
Had to take some pictures.
Let's take some pictures. There you go. Update those.
Hey, it doesn't bother me. I'm here either way. So, but Darren,
he did have to come back. That's his napping hour too. Yeah.
It's okay.
He wakes up very early.
Yes, he does.
Way too early. But yes, if you want to tune in, download the First Alert weather app, or you can watch Justin Bradford for your latest First Alert forecast update coming up with Studio 10. 3 o'clock in just under 40 minutes here, and then followed by First at 4, and like Colton said, our 90 minutes of news. But I want to give a preview of those upcoming shows right now. So starting with First at 4 and Mid-Michigan Matters today, now that we're in the holiday season, we are talking about wreaths across America. So we had a viewer reach out. Him and his wife started Wreaths Across America, or at least in this part of the area doing this, and they started with 2 different cemeteries, and now they're expanding to a 3rd and really paying their respect to veterans in our area. So learn more about what they have to say coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters today. And then coming up, News 10 at 5, 7 of the 15 people accused of being fake electors and attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election in favor of former President Donald Trump are in court for preliminary examinations and more. So our News 10's Riley Connell is in the courtroom and has the very latest on this case coming up on News 10 at 5. Coming up on News 10 at 5:30 today, late last night, the state announced that a large project is one step closer to becoming a reality in Bath Township that is expected to add hundreds of new good-paying jobs to the area. And so our News 10's Tanaya Jordan is in the community getting all of their reactions. Coming up, News 10 at 6 today, we share the sights and sounds from the Michigan Civil Rights Commission's 60th anniversary celebration in Lansing. So they held a reception earlier this morning to celebrate their 60 years. So congratulations, that is a long time. But I also want to share what our reporters have coming up today. We have a few out in the field, and we're going to see what they have coming up. So we're going to start with Mars Anderson, who has a preview of what he has coming up today during News 10 at 5:30. Mars
Anderson here. If you drive a Tesla, you may want to know why the electric vehicle giant is recalling 2 million vehicles in the United States. I'll have more on that in our 90 minutes of news.
All right, thank you, Mars. And so, like he was saying, he's going to have more coming up, News 10 at 5:30 today, talking about this major recall from Tesla that's affecting the autopilot monitoring system. So more on that coming up. If you have a Tesla, you definitely want to make sure that you're tuning in, or if you know someone that has a Tesla. Let's see who we have next coming up. News 10 at 6 p.m., we have Deanna Giles, and we're going to hear from her. Oh.
Hi, Taylor. You may have recalled an EF1 tornado that tore through the city of Perry. Well, today they are making huge improvements with the help of city funds and the community. I'm Deanna Giles, and I met with the mayor, who says it's heartwarming to see the community come together. I'll have details on those improvements coming up on News 10 at 6. Back to you, Taylor.
All right, thank you, Deanna. Looking forward to those restoration efforts in Perry. And then up next, coming up News 10 at 6, we have Amaya Kuznicki. Hello, Amaya.
Thanks. Today, Michigan officials held a press conference to address the gun violence epidemic and how it's affecting youth across our state. More on that story coming up in our 90 minutes of news. But for now, over to you.
All right, thank you, Amaya. And so that is what we have coming up from our reporters during our 90 minutes of news here today. So make sure to tune in. Of course, Studio 10 gets started here just under 40 minutes, again, followed by First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. As we get into the holiday season, or we are in the holiday season, and like Colton was saying, we have all of those clouds outside, and also the holiday season can be very busy. I'm sure people still have to run their errands and get some Christmas presents for the holidays, no matter what holiday you're celebrating. It doesn't have to be just Christmas. We also have New Year's coming up, if you can believe it. So not that much time left for 2023, and make the most of it. But during this busy time, it can also be quite stressful. And a lot of people get together with loved ones around this time as well, but not everybody has that opportunity. So no matter what you're going through, if it's depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, stress is a big one, or maybe you're having that seasonal affective disorder, seasonal depression from the clouds in the sky, you're not getting as much sunlight. Of course, the sun is going down much earlier. Colton did say we're gaining sunlight starting today, and then you will start noticing that by the middle of January here. But no matter what you're going through around this time of year, or even later in the year, earlier in the year, know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you in the community. So if you scan that QR code, you're able to pull up a list of resources. And there's many more in the area as well. These are just some to help guide you towards those resources. But yeah, if you pull out your phone's camera, you scan that QR code, click on the link, it'll pull up those resources for you. And no matter if it's for you or someone else that you know and love, you're able to pass those resources on. Also happening tomorrow on Mid-Michigan Matters, bringing an expert to talk about how alcohol can affect your mentality, especially during the holidays. So we'll have that and a few other mental health stories coming up for you this month here on News 10. So make sure you tune in. You're hearing from community members that may relate to you, that have a similar experience, and you can relate to them about that. And then also hearing from experts on how to cope and get through those challenging times. And sometimes it's not even getting through it all the way. Sometimes those feelings reoccur over time. So knowing how to best manage that and improve your emotional well-being. So make sure to tune in to our You're Not Alone mental health series all year long here on News 10. But other than that, I'm gonna send it over to show one more quick look outside. We took a look at Mason not too long ago when Colton was giving the weather up here. I also want to show what we have. Taking a look at downtown Jackson, you're still seeing all of those clouds in the sky. So just prepare for a lot of clouds happening today. And if you do want to watch the Gemini meteor shower happening later tonight, again, tonight is the peak, so you're still able to watch it throughout the rest of the week. But if you want that peak of the Gemini meteor shower, Justin Bradford was saying yesterday, you can see about 120 meteors per hour. But again, like Colton was saying today, that depends on the light in your area, how well you let your eyes adjust, and more so depending on those clouds. Because the moon, coming off of a new moon here, little light coming from the moon, which means the skies are darker, but you also have to make an effort to make sure that the skies around you are dark. If you're living in the city, those city lights will impact your visibility to see all of those meteors. So grab a blanket and make sure that you let your eyes adjust if you're going to see the Gemini meteor shower tonight at its peak. Otherwise, you have the rest of the week to watch that as well. So one more thing I'll show again that you can look forward to more sunlight eventually was Colton's sunset tracker that he was showing us. So you can look forward to all of that sunlight, but in the meantime, look forward to the dark skies tonight so you can see that meteor shower. But Studio 10 gets started here in half an hour, so make sure to tune in, grab a snack from your bathroom break real quick, and then tune in for all their festive fun coming up on Studio 10. And we'll see you for First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.